Hello! Oh, Jesus, take your head off. If you can please be seated, if you've got a seat, please sit on it. That's a style. That's what I like to see. Settle down. It'll all be okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's wonderful to see you all here. My name's John McCausland. I'm your quick compere for tonight, and we're ever so glad to see you all here. It's very heartening indeed. I'd like to begin by acknowledging the Wurundjeri Woi Wurrung people. They're the traditional custodians of the land on which we gather tonight. And I'd like to pay my respects to elders past and present. And I extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples here tonight. Wominjeka, which is welcome. There. Thank you indeed. That original piece of music was performed by the Victorian Senior Secondary Choir, and the song and the tune was written by Chong Lim and Auntie Joan Murphy. The 4th Australian Folk Music Awards are presented by Folk Alliance Australia. I'd like to thank all our national volunteer board members for their work in this endeavour. I'd also thank all the nominees, all the panelists from all over the country, which was a very difficult task of adjudicating from a very sterling selection of nominees and finalists in these categories. We now introduce our presenters for the night, and you may know them from last year and the year before. But they do the job so absolutely beautiful Fiona Ross is a beautiful Scottish singer who flies the flag high for Scottish traditional music at many cultural events and festivals around the nation. She presently performs with Shane O'Mara and previous to that, Tony McManus. Joining her on stage is the fabulous Derek Gill, he of the lovely baritone, a highly respected broadcaster and commentator. Renowned in Victoria for his work on ABC Radio Regional and ABC Radio 774, where he nurtured the broadcasting of live and local acoustic music. He's also one of the founder members of the infamous Ugly Uncles, which he doesn't talk about. Please welcome them to the stage.
Wonderful. Well, good evening. It's really lovely to be back here again for the Folk Awards, and we're going to crack straight on now with our first award this evening, which is the Traditional Album of the Year for 2024. And the finalists for this award are Home Home by Apolline, Yeah Nah by Broken Creek, The Meeting Point, Evan and Misha, The Road by Kajafi, and The Day Dawn by Robert Zielinski. And the award for the Traditional Album for 2024 goes to The Meeting Point by Evan and Misha. So Misha is not able to join us tonight, but we're delighted to welcome Evan Davis to accept the award.
Amazing, thank you so much. Just get my notes up. Yeah, thanks a lot, everyone. I'd just like to start by acknowledging that we're meeting on the unceded lands of the Wurundjeri Woiwurrung people, and that our album was produced on the lands of the Judjurong people, and I pay my respects to all their elders, past and present. I'd also like to acknowledge Misha, who's obviously the other half of Evan and Misha, who can't be here tonight, but hey, I get to come take all the glory. So. But seriously, he's the best bandmate I could ask for, so thanks, Misha. Yeah, this album, look, it's kind of crazy to be standing here, because we actually, we sort of had the first ideas for this album probably over 10 years ago. But yeah, it's taken us a long time to actually get it off the ground. Since then, there's been sickness, marriages, tree changes, pandemics, kids, and we often doubted we'd ever actually even do it. We also decided to completely self-produce the album, record it, mix it and everything, which in hindsight probably added about 2 years to the process, because we're both terrible perfectionists. Yeah, and when you work on something for this long, you put so much into it, you sort of start to lose perspective on it a bit, and you go to release it, and it's sort of like putting a little piece of yourself out there into the world, and you have no idea if people are going to even like it or anything. So it's really nice to get acknowledged in this way. So thank you. Bunch of thank yous. I just want to thank Folk Alliance and all the judges for all the hard work you put in and the acknowledgement and recognition. All the other nominees, you're all amazing, and just being nominated alongside you is incredibly humbling. The guest musicians on our album, they really took it to the next level. Luke Plum, Beck Simpson, Nirishan Southiamorthy, Crystal Livermore, James McIntosh, Eamon McNellis, Gus Rigby and Ellie Lamb. Special shout out to Luke Plum, who, when we were pulling our hair out at the end, came in to sort of pull the last pieces together and lend a helping hand for us. And to Eamon for doing the most amazing horn arrangements that we ever thought possible, like way beyond our wildest dreams. So thanks, mate. Big thanks to the Troubadour Foundation, not only for supporting local talent, but believing in us and an incredibly generous contribution to getting this huge project over the line. Our partners, Maeve and Lucy, for all your endless support through the whole process. My kids, Ada and Nuala. And lastly, to all the people who have ever come to see us play, paid for a concert ticket, bought a CD, or just enjoyed our music. You guys are why we do this. So thanks a lot.
Thank you, Evan. Thanks so much. And I think we have a video to watch. Is that right?
on to the next award, and the finalists for the Contemporary Folk Album of 2024 are Giving It Away by Claire Ann Taylor, A Path to Travel by Ghosty, Hum of the Metal from Jen Lush, Beauty and Truth from Michael Waugh, and The Stars, If You Look Closely, from the Stetson family. And the winner of the Contemporary Folk Album of the Year, Beauty and Truth by Michael Waugh. Michael.
Sorry, I just can't believe that you gave this award to a really, really gay record. This record comes from a very, very special place for me. Telling my truth, although sometimes it was really hard, I got to make the record with some beautiful players and the incredibly talented Shane Nicholson, who was the producer of the album. I only get to make this record and the other records that I've made because of the support of the folk and country communities, but especially Folk Alliance Australia. I'm really grateful to the Troubadour Foundation, who helped me to make my first record, and that snowballed into every other record that I've made since. And also, I'm going to give a really big plug to them, the Malden Folk Festival, who was the first place to give me a shot, and everyone's going to come to the Malden Folk Festival in a little while too, aren't you? I also want to thank this man who's going to come and help me play a few songs, Jacob McGuffey, who has travelled with me around Australia as we've previewed this record. And the final thank you goes to my fiance, TJ, because you only get to make a record that's this vulnerable when you're a human that's this vulnerable, and he has to live with him. So thank you, TJ. This is Jacob McGuffey, and we're going to, give him a round of applause. So we'll start with the title track to the album. And I started writing the song a long time ago, and I couldn't finish writing it because you can't write a song called Beauty and Truth when you're not ready to tell the truth. I was broken when I met you. Should have never let you in or got so close. I thought your beauty and your wisdom and a gorgeous little son could make me whole. Too young to be a father, unfit to be a husband, too stunted by the world to be full grown. And in my stupid youthfulness, I tried my very best to play those roles. In a world that's not so pretty, that I'm not so honest to, thought I found some beauty and some truth. But like a suit that didn't fit me, I swam around in someone else's clothes. And that disguise hung from me loosely, so I cinched my belt and tried to grab a hold. not so pretty, that I'm not so honest too, searching for some beauty and some truth. They say you don't get over it when someone breaks your heart like I did to you. And I'm not making some excuse, but the world broke my heart too. So I'll face the ugly truth and just get on. I know you think that if I stayed, if you hadn't been betrayed, life would be fine. But you can't live life. Believe me, I've tried. In a world that's not so pretty, that you're not so honest to, I hope you find forgiveness. I hope you find some peace. I hope that you're released from all this anger and this grief. And I hope you find the love that I could not give to you. I hope you find beauty and truth. The thing that I love about folk music is telling stories about heroes through time, some of them that we don't know about, we only know about through the music. And I had this really ambitious goal that I wanted to write a story about all of the gay men through history who led to the point where I can stand here in my rainbow elastic Blundstone boots and accept this award and tell my truth. And so I wrote this song, and then I positioned myself on the timeline because I also wanted to contribute to making the world a safer place for people like the kids that I get to work with as a teacher. This is We Are Here. I'm here with Alexander, fighting for the empire, leaning on the general by my side. I'm here with Leonardo, taking on Firenze, dreaming of a body that learned to fly. We are here, we have always been here, watching from the shadows or hiding in the light. We are here, we have always been here, and we won't be silent anymore. I am here with Owen, writing from the trenches. I am here with Turing, trying to crack the code. And I am in the prison where Wilde was tamed, punished for the love that did not dare to speak its name. And time will tell, this is not your time. Haven't heard your voice yet, unless they read between the lines. But we are here, we have always been here, watching from the shadows or hiding in the light. We are here, we have always been here, and we won't be silent anymore. I am here with Ginsberg, I am here with Baldwin, I am here with Harvey, trying to face the law, throwing bricks at Stonewall, Mardi Gras in Sydney, acting up in New York, dancing at Pulse. I am in the kitchen with my family watching TV when I saw the Grim Reaper and a bowling ball. I am in the change room when they threw me senseless, when they tried to shame us, we were there. And time will tell, this is not your time. Haven't found your home yet, haven't found your tribe, but we are here. We have always been here. We are waiting. You are loved. We are waiting. We are waiting. We are waiting. You are loved. We are waiting. 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 Jacob McGuffey, thank you.
Wonderful. So tonight we're introducing a new category to the awards, very exciting. This next award is for the debut album of the year, and the finalists in this category are Home Home from Apolline, Built Like Us from Felicity Dowd, A Path to Travel from Gosty, Home by the Good Behaviours, and lastly, Valley Road from Valley Road. And the winner is Home by the Good Behaviours. So the band are touring in Europe just now, which isn't sad for them, but sad for us. They can't be here, but I think we've got a video to show.
Is everyone happy and ready? Can I start?
So ready.
We go.
I could have sworn that I saw two of the folk in the band in here tonight. Time travelled back from Europe. Would Holly or Chris like to come up to the stage to collect the award on behalf of the good behaviours?
Thank you so much. And Nick and Emily Rose are over in the UK on a duo tour, which is super exciting for them. And Felix is at home up north of Sydney. But we have just completed a tour of our second album, and so it's been such a honour to be acknowledged in this way for our first offering, and you know, looking back on such a joyful time in recording and making music with the Good Behaviours. It's been a really important part of my life in the last little while, and Nick Henderson on the banjo there is the band leader and composer of all of that beautiful music, and it's just been such a joy to get it out into the world. And so I'd like to really acknowledge all of the fantastic albums that have gone out, particularly in this category, but also across the awards tonight. It's really exciting to be part of something as special as the FAA Folk Awards. So thank you so much, and big love from Nick particularly, and Emily Rose, Felix, Chris and myself. Thank you for having us as part of this community. Thank you.
As you know, each year we invite some special guests to be part of our event, making it even more special for us all. This year we have the great pleasure of welcoming one of Naarm's favourite sons, a truly top-shelf singer-songwriter, Mick Thomas, one of our local legends. He's recorded something like 30 albums under various band names, solo projects. He's up there with the other great singer-songwriters. He's one of our most prolific artists, and with a very special performance. With Brooke Taylor, please welcome Mick Thomas.
May I just say what a pleasure it is to be introduced by Derek Gill after all this time. Good to go?
Well, there came a man on a stolen horse, and he rode right onto the page. Burning bright, but not for long, lit up with a holy rage. No turning back for a child of grace with the blood red on his hands. Never known to hide a woman, never had an honest man. Mother gone to jail and his father dead. Daily rising, the price upon his head. Our sunshine, our sunshine. Fire and flood, through the dust and the mud, through the tears and the blood, keep riding on. Oh, forever trapped in a suit of steel with a hotel burning behind, betrayed by his companions on a bareback horse, getting through by the skin of his teeth. There's one more for the ladies and one more for the police. Riding all night, hungry, tired and cold, into the misty morning. You'll never grow old. Our sunshine. tears and the blood keep riding on. Through the fire and flood, through the dust and the mud, through the tears and the blood keep riding on. As he stood before the judge's chair, he said, my mind is free and easy, and I'll see you there, our sunshine. Our sunshine. Fire and flood, through the dust and the mud, through the tears and the blood keep riding on. Through the fire and flood, through the dust and the mud, through the tears and the blood keep riding on. Fire and flood, dust and mud, tears and the blood keep riding on. Keep riding on. Keep riding on, on. Keep riding on. Most of the time, I'm clear focused all around.
Most of the time, I can keep it on the ground.
Hey, I can follow the path, read the sign,
Stay right.
and what I stumble upon.
I didn't even notice you're gone most of the time. Most of the time, it's well understood.
Most of the time, I wouldn't change it if I could.
I can make it match up, I can hold my
Deal
own.
with the situation right down to the bone.
Survive and I can endure.
Hell, I don't even think about her most of the time. Most of the time, my head is on straight.
Most of the time, I'm strong enough not to hate.
I don't deal with illusion till it's making me sick.
Ain't afraid of confusion, no matter how thick.
I can smile in the face of mankind.
I don't remember what your lips that like on mine.
Most of the time,
he ain't even on my mind.
nope. Well, I wouldn't know if I saw her. She's that far behind. Most of the time,
I can't even be sure if I was ever with him.
if I was ever with
Most
her.
of the time, halfway content.
Most of the time, I know exactly where it went.
I don't cheat on myself, don't run and hide.
Hiding from the feelings that are buried inside.
Don't compromise, I don't pretend.
Man, I don't even care if I see you again. most of the time.
Most of the time.
Yep. Most of the time. Thank you. Brooke Taylor, ladies and gentlemen. 2 songs in, and we've already done a bushranger ballad and a Bob Dylan song, so I think we've got our folk points right up high. So I'm going to play this song now, and it puts forward the proposition that if one of the defining characteristics of an Irish pub is a surplus of paraphernalia and stuff on the walls, and one of the defining characteristics of a boring Australian suburban pub is the opposite. That if we keep on ripping the guts out of Irish pubs to put into Australian theme pubs, that ultimately all the pubs in Ireland are going to look like Australian suburban pubs from the 1970s, and we'll have nowhere to go for our holidays. So this is called The Cap My Grandad Wore. Who could blame me? I was just a lad of 18 years. I was looking for adventure. I was heading for the sun. And we left the Polytechnic, I left it for the Southern Hemisphere. Me ma said not to drink too much. I knew that I drink far too much, cause Desi Riley wrote me, and he told me it was so much fun. The day that I got off the plane, he met me there with Frank McShane. They took me to the city, and we stopped in for the one. And I saw a hurling stick from Derry, and a door knocker from Cork, and a cap upon the wall, just like the one I saw me grandad wearing. Up above the doorway, Dave Valera smiling down, and a poster in the hallway of the pubs of Dublin town. Could blame me, I could hold a tune, play a bit. I'd only ever been in rock bands, but my accent, it was right. And we played the tunes, we sang the songs, I do believe I was a hit. Hey, I liked the girl behind the bar, she was out 6 months from Mullingar. We'd all stop and have a jar after work on Friday night. She told me that she loved this place. I leaned across, I kissed the face. Me Irish heartbeat, it did race. Me Celtic head felt light. Beneath the hurling stick from Derry, and the door knocker from Cork, and the cap upon the wall, just like the one I saw me grandad wearing. Up above the doorway, Dave Valera smiling down, and a poster in the hallway of the pubs of Dublin town. Who could blame me? I was now a man of 19 years. It was the first time I'd spent Christmas on my own, and my visa had expired. I began to like Australian beer, and the cap upon the wall, just like the one I saw me granddad wearing, made me long for Ireland. Hey, I booked me ticket home. I walked into the house in Dublin City, asking of me family history, the photos and the trinkets and the cap me granddad owned. But then me ma, she looked at me in shock, said, me boy, we've sold a lot to a pleasant man from Melbourne who called us on the phone. She'd sold the hurling stick from Derry, and the door knocker from Cork, and the cap upon the wall, it was the one I saw me grandad wearing. Up above the doorway, Dave Valera had come down, and an ashtray that my da stole from a pub in Dublin town, a accordion from Italy that had never played a tune, and a shamrock made of plastic, and the World Cup team from 90, a horseshoe and a briar pipe, an ancient brick of peat, I looked down in surprise to see the floor beneath my feet. A recording by the Water Boys, a recipe for stew, and a leader of the Liffey and a picture of James Galway. Textbooks from the Pally over which we used to toil, and a paperback edition of the works of Roddy Dawes. She sold a crystal vase from Waterford, cup from Donegal. She gone and sold the toilet seat. I had to stand to do with a blackthorn stick from Arklow, driftwood from the shore, the fiddle in the attic and the sash me father wore. She sold a hurling stick from Derry and a door knocker from Cork, and the cap upon the wall, it was the one I saw me granddad wearing up above the doorway. Dave Valera had come down, and an ashtray that my dad stole from a pub in Dublin town. So I think perhaps I'll get drunk at the pub in Dublin town. Thank you. My apologies to all the tune players in the audience. Okay, we're going to finish off our little bracket tonight with a song. We've just been making a record the last couple of weeks, and this is a song we did that for that record. And some time back in the year of 1917, I think it was 2017. My God, not quite that old, but. We were touring with a guy called Rich Davies, and he had a song called The Dirt Under My Nails, and it was a good song, and they used to play it every night. And we were discussing the phenomena, the 1950s phenomena in America of answer songs that were written as an answer to another song. And I promised Rich I would write an answer to that song. So his song was about the rewards of a hard-working Scottish immigrant to Australia, and so I wrote this set of lyrics, which has taken about 7 years to see the light of day, but that was about a hardworking Indonesian immigrant in a nail salon, maybe without a visa, and maybe stuck there for all money. And in the ensuing years, it was pointed out to us a song in Indonesia that's a folk song called Ginja Ginja, and it's like a band song that was written during the Japanese occupation, and it's about people being so poor they're forced to eat the weeds in the field, and so we kind of wound that in as well. So Brooke helped me write this. Brooke Taylor is going to sing it for you, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to leave you with this. You heard it first at the Brunswick Ballroom.
If you want a job done well, get someone else to do it. Cash is king, the money is the thing that never fails. Genja, Genja, they were singing, there was so much in the field. Now our better harvest is the dirt under your nails. The dirt under your nails, my girls, for the dirt under your nails. The dried up skin upon your feet, and dirt under your nails. 15 chairs, no waiting, no sleep for the wicked. A pink and pastel palace for the ones that had been made. Genja, Genja, they were singing, there was so much in the fields. Now we ply our trade among the potions and the creams. The dirt under your nails, my girls, for the dirt under your nails. The potions and the creams and the dirt under your nails. we were granted a pink and pastel prison for the ones that took the bait. Genja, Genja, they were singing Genja, 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 visa-less and voiceless, abandoned to this fate. Dirt under your nails, my girls, for the dirt under your nails. Visa-less and voiceless, the dirt under your nails. Dirt under your nails, my girls, for the dirt under your nails. Genja, Genja, now we sing the dirt under your nails. Genja, Genja,
there was so much in the fields.
Genja,
They were singing there was so much in the fields.
Genja,
They were singing there was so much in the fields.
Genja, Genja.
There was so much in the fields.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Can I just say it's an honour to introduce Mick Thomas and Brooke Taylor. I actually still remember the first time I introduced Mick. It was on stage, I think, at the Dandenong Rangers Folk Festival about 35 years ago. And I was very nervous. I was unused to this job that I've now been doing for the 35 or more years since. And I asked the audience to welcome Mick Thomas. And I've never forgotten that, and Mick has forgiven me.
Okay, so our next category is Solo Artist of the Year. And our finalists, we see are Daniel J. Townsend, Enda Kenny, Lucy Wise, Michael Waugh, and Ernest Ames. And the winner of Solo Artist of the Year for 2024 is Lucy Wise. So sadly, Lucy can't be with us tonight, but we have a video to show. I have 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3.
The moon is slowly rising, shows the shadow of a fiddler playing a lonesome tune.
Our next award is another new category for Duo Artists of the Year, and the finalists are Broken Creek, Corn Nut Creek, Charm of Finches, Great Aunt, and Matt Joe Gow and Karen Fields. And the winners, Great Aunt.
Are we going to play this game? We're good at the height adjustment game. So I think the last time I won any sort of award was in grade 5 for little athletics, and came second and got a participation award in shot put. I've won a colouring in competition. They used to have a colouring in competition in the Sunshine Coast Daily in Caloundra, and they didn't mind that I was 37 years old at the time. They said I had an uncanny ability to colour outside the lines. Thank you very much, Folk Alliance Australia. We are absolutely delighted and honoured. Especially because the people that we admire so much are our peers and colleagues also nominated in this category. The wonderful Corn Nut Creek and Matt Joe Gow and Karen Fields. We're pleased to call these folks friends as well as colleagues doing wonderful work. Broken Creek as well, and Charm of Finches. We feel really honoured to have our name mentioned amongst you all. Yeah, the last, I guess, 18 months for us have been incredible. We've managed to tour the US, I think, about 3 times now, and have ticked off most of the festivals on the bucket list here in Australia. So we're really honoured to be a part of this community, and none of that would have happened for us without the support of our friends and family as well as this community. We'd love to thank our families who I think are watching on the live stream, Julie and Graham in Caloundra, and John and Kerry watching from Tullamarine. And we'd especially like to thank our newfound, well, not so newfound, but we've been residents of Bathurst, Wiradjuri country in central west New South Wales for about 10 months now. We're sort of expat Melburnians, so you can throw things at us later. We're really been made to feel so welcome there in a wonderful arts community, and there are incredible regional arts bodies like Arts Out West doing wonderful work. We feel so supported by our friends that are like family up there. And last but not least, there's 2 certain people that have helped us within this community. They are the champions of, I guess, supporting each other and supporting other people trying to get a start. And I think without them, we probably would have given up at certain points because we weren't sure if our weird version of folk music was landing. But yeah, that is Andy and Laura from the Weeping Willows. They are just model citizens, I think, for all of us, and they are also lovers of burritos like us. And whenever we feel like we're in a bit of a pickle, we always ask the question, what would Andy and Laura do? I believe they've won this category before, so this is where we find ourselves. Thank you, folks. We really appreciate this lovely honour, and yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. Enjoy your night. I just casually hide double basses under the table. I encouraged someone else to do the same.
I think there might be a bit of an earthing problem up here.
We'll start with this song. It's a way to start and end for us. We've only really just begun. We've been recording our debut album for about 37 years because we've been doing it ourselves. This is a song that we think will maybe set a tone for our careers, especially because we may have peaked. It's called It's All Downhill From Here.
Wrote a letter to my love, but they won't even know I'm gone. It'll be some days before I miss it all. They won't know that I'm gone. This ticket is a one-way fare. It always was downhill from here. Lost your gaze and your hand. You don't know the half of it. Waited here in wooden seats. Yours was there right next to me. I'm sitting here in the line. Still a place, but not for long. For something else to take your mind off the life that we had. Waiting there while you roam. Wrote a letter to my love, but they won't even know I'm gone. It'll be some days before I missed it all. They won't know that I'm gone. I lost your gaze and your hand. You don't know the half of it.
Thank you very much, guys.
We'll play another one for you, and it wouldn't be true great art form if we didn't complicate ourselves by bringing at least one other instrument. This song is a song about mental health, and it's something that we like to write about. It's, something that I think a lot of creative people as well have to navigate, especially over the last 4 or 5 years as we've watched the landscape of what the music industry is sort of change, and us trying to have to be flexible and be adaptive to it. It's definitely no easy feat right now. So we actually released this song during that time that shall not be named, and being hopeful and positive about putting new music out in the world, it opened the doors for us by releasing this single to be able to go and tour the US. So, there is still power in music, and there is still ways that we can make it work, but there's still a lot of work to be done to support musicians and this industry.
And Folk Alliance is doing a lot of that important work as well, doing advocacy and just promoting this beautiful art, this beautiful scene that we have in Australia. So this is a song called "Oh Won't You Save Me." And you know, I thought it was a good idea to strap a bass drum to my chest. It's leg day. I don't skip leg day.
Won't you save me from myself? I've been trying and I need help. My heart's been turning to stone and my eyes are dry. 'Cause I can't cry no more. I keep turning to wine. Oh, I keep turning to wine. Oh God, I've tried. And I keep hurting both you and I've been down thinking about how I might die. My life's burning like a candlelight board, and my heart's fighting 'cause I thought I hoard. And I keep turning to wine when there ain't enough water, and I keep turning to wine when my life seems hard. And I keep turning to wine to make it all a bit brighter. When there ain't enough wine, I'll be turning to water. Oh, won't you save me from myself? I've been trying and I need help.
Let's do it one more time.
And I keep falling from the highest high, and I'll get up now for one last try. I drank my courage and I shot my faith. I'm gonna need some help, oh, if I'm gonna stay. All my days I've been washing away. 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 Oh, won't you save me from myself? I've been trying and I need help. Oh, won't you save me from myself? I've been trying and I need help.
Thank you, folks. Enjoy your night.
Great, Anne. Fantastic. Thank you. Okay, so our next award is Artists of the Year for a Group. And the finalists this year are Alana and Alicia, Austral, Gusto, the Spooky Men's Chorale, and the Stetson family. And the winner this year of Artist of the Year for a Group Award are Austral. So Austral has quickly become a mainstay in Australia's Celtic music scene. They've motivated audiences to dance to their original tunes and sing along to their songs. Since their debut release, they've toured with tenacity, playing standout performances at great Australian festivals, Woodford, the National, Port Fairy, Nannup, to name a few, and even the Blackwood Woodchop and Easter Carnival. They've also played internationally at Interceltic Festival in Lorient, Buttefest in Scotland, and the Fla in Ireland. And now, after sold-out shows on their first national tour this year, Austral are excited to be working on a second album, and they are bra. Please welcome Austral.
Hi everyone. I don't usually do the talking, usually the guys do, but I'm giving it a go tonight. Just firstly, yeah, thank you. Thank you very much to Folk Alliance Australia for the award and the recognition. there's just so many amazing bands in the scene at the moment, and it's really special just to be part of that. And but for Austral, we just have a few people that we'd like to thank that sort of makes this band possible. First and foremost, to our family and friends, just for their unwavering support, for coming to all of our shows when they've heard our music so many times, like enough times to make their ears bleed, and they still come. So we really appreciate that. Shout out to all the hardworking festival organisers and the volunteers who put on these incredible events that we've been lucky enough to go to quite a few. And all those people who have billeted us and fed us and sort of cared for us on the road. Also, just to the wonderful folky community, for all those people who come to our live shows and who support festivals and live music and keep it going. It's a huge part of why we do this, so thank you very much. And then just to our fellow musicians and artists and so many who are in the audience tonight. You guys just continue to inspire us with your music, your words and your songs, and just your courage to speak up for what you believe in. And I think it just reminds me, like when I go to a festival and hear people play, just that there is so much still beauty and hope and humility in the world, and yeah, it gives me hope. So, and last but not least, just want to say thank you to these three wonderful gentlemen on stage, Angus, Connor and Reese. I've had some of the best times of my life with these guys, travelling Australia, and even, we were very lucky to go overseas to Europe last year. And yeah, it's just, I wouldn't give it up for anything in the world. And I just personally want to make one other thank you, which is to Angus, who is our tall, charismatic front man in the band. He does a lot of managing, most of the managing and organising of our band as well. And he, on a personal note, he is also one of my best friends, my husband, and it is very special that we get to do this together. So thanks, babe.
I just wanted, I may never be up here again, so I just want to, I said nothing last time, so I just want to do a personal thank you as well to my beautiful wife, Melita, who's here tonight. Doing this all the time, it means that you're away from home a lot, and we have a little 2-year-old daughter, and I wouldn't be able to do this with these guys. We're a team, and she, I couldn't do this without her love and support, so thanks to Melita. Yeah.
I believe we have a video too to watch. Now, at this stage, it gives me great pleasure to invite the president of the Folk Alliance, Keith Preston, to join us on stage to say a few words. Please make Keith very welcome.
Hi everyone, it's good to say a few words from Folk Alliance for you. So, thank you to the Brunswick Ballroom for hosting us again. This is our 4th year, and I think you'll agree that the awards have been a great move now. They've become really an established part of the Australian folk music scene, so we're really pleased with the take-up. We're presenting, as you can see, it's growing. 2 new awards this year, and who knows next year. There's always ideas for that. There was a record number of nominations. There was almost 150 nominations to those awards. I just wanted to say, some of you don't know who Folk Alliance is, but I do want to make some thank yous. So the Folk Awards are run by our board members, our committee. We're all active. All of our board members, there's 8 of us, and we're all in different states. And we're all folkies. We're all musicians, writers, artists, festival coordinators. We've all, in a sense, done that. So I wanted to just let you know that's where we come from. We are sort of embedded in the folk scene. There's been a lot of issues in the arts, of arts boards, of people who were just brought in, I think, as hired guns, as accountants or managers or whatever, but we're very much embedded in the folk community. I wanted to say, first up, a very big thank you to John McCausland for organising this event here. John is our Melbourne man. He's our man on the ground in Melbourne. And as you know, he's been involved for a long time with events and festivals in Melbourne. He's also the treasurer of Folk Alliance. So he has 2 jobs, running this night and also his work on treasury. So it's really good. All of our board members are the conveners of the committees and of the awards. So I want to say a thank you to all of those people in particular. Before that, I'd like to thank Will Petts, who's doing our tech and everything tonight. And we are going live stream, so it's not just here. But please wave to all the people who are watching from New Zealand, from around Australia. So I wanted to thank our other Folk Awards conveners. First up is from South Australia, Sheree Harvey, who's here. So she will... Erin Haycox from Broken Creek, from regional Victoria. Louise Coomber from Western Australia. Erin Collins from Tasmania. Sam DeSanti from Queensland. Therese Virtue from Melbourne, from the Boat, who's here. Also, please wave, Therese, there she is. And myself from Adelaide. So that's our team who presents to you. Thank you very much to that. We now have 50 judges, panelists who are assessing the applications. So big thank you to them. They're based all around the country. They're festival organisers, managers, aficionados, broadcasters, artists, performers, people who work in radio, all sorts of things like that. So they're very much people who are experts in our field. So I think that's a good thing to know. So I'd like to thank also, thank you. Thanks to Jane Bauer from South Australia, from the National Community Radio Network, who put together our 2004 playlist for the artists. So of course a big thank you or a big congratulations to all the finalists and the award recipients. We've already seen how the awards, just over a short period of time, is having a ripple effect, and it's benefiting the artists and the organisations in promoting not only themselves, but also our whole scene. So I think that's been very, very productive. It's also helping the artists with their festival applications, with grant applications, their own promotion, and that sort of thing. So that was the reason why we set them up. We wanted to use these awards to raise the profile of the folk community and folk music and all its diversity and its talent and its creativity and its great family. So Folk Alliance, in addition to the awards, we've had a busy year. We just recently convened in Melbourne again. Must be something about Melbourne. But we convened in Melbourne our Folk Festival Organisers Roundtable Conference. So we had over 40 festivals represented, 50 people attending. A big shout out for the folk festival organisers around Australia. They are absolutely critical. Music industry is facing a lot of things. Our folk festivals are facing similar issues, so we do need to get behind our festivals. There's quite a few outcomes out for that conference. We will be working as an organisation to support the festivals where we can and sort of moving forward on that. As you know, Folk Alliance does a whole lot with membership, with insurances. We put out a fantastic fortnightly newsletter. Thank you to Sandy in Perth, who puts that together. We run a forum and a spin-off concert from tonight at the National Folk Festival, which is very important to us. And we're currently doing things like reworking our websites. We have been involved recently also with Music Australia, with the consultations into the music industry about professional employment. We hope you've taken part in the surveys. We've been involved also with the inquiries into insurances, both for festivals, music industry and for artists. So that's something, those kind of things that we're doing. This year we've supported 20 artists with support letters for their grant applications, for the touring, for projects and creative development. Those are the sorts of advocacy things that we do. At the moment we have about probably 450 members who are artists, organisations and festivals. The best thing you can do for us is to be a member and support what we do so we can do more for you. We'd like to see our awards moving onwards and upwards, and so thanks to everyone who's been involved, all the artists who are here tonight, the organisers, the panellists, the Folk Alliance people as well. So please put your hand together for everyone. And thank you to Derek and Fiona.
Thank you, Keith. I was wondering whether, if they're looking for new awards, how about Award Presenter of the Year?
Oh, well, is it a joint award?
It'll have to be a joint award, that's right. So we're moving on to the next award, which is Instrumentalist of the Year. And the finalists are Holly Downs, Josh Bennett, Reese Crimmen, Robert Zielinski, and Sam DeSanti. Great list. The winner is Josh Bennett. Josh is one of our most versatile musicians, and in the past year has been performing at every Australian state and territory with 9 different acts and on all manner of instruments, from sitar and tabla to fiddle, guitar and bouzouki. Josh's passion for collaboration and for all genres of music also resulted in him leading a variety show at the Nash, performing with 25 different acts over 3 nights. He's also led workshops at festivals and schools, from Indian rhythms to bluegrass mandolin. Josh, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Folk Alliance. Thank you to everybody here. And wow, yeah, what a list of people to be up against. A lot of them are my friends and collaborators and my favourite people to be on stage with. And being on stage with people is why, really, I do it. That's collaboration. That's what I really love doing. I love being up on stage and making people's music sound just that little bit better by something that I can create on the spot. And that's what I spent that year doing in particular. So it was really nice to be recognised for that in that particular year. Yeah, it was an amazing year. And that Nash thing was, I'm going to do it again. So this Nash, we'll get another 25 players and it's going to be fun. Anyway, yeah, I have a lot of people to thank, mainly the people who I toured with over that year. There were lots of them. I'm not going to name them all, but it was just a really fun year touring with Irish bands, with Indian stuff, with Brazilian stuff. I'm doing a Brazilian choro gig tomorrow. Yeah, it's just really nice to be playing with all these wonderful people. And of course, my favorite musician to collaborate with and play music with is an extraordinary musician, and I'm very fortunate that she's also my wife, Parvin. She's her album's coming out next week, by the way. Yeah, and my son Ravi, big thanks to him as well. He's what gets me up every morning, and he's who I practice to every night. He gets to choose what instrument I play at the end of the bed each night, so it keeps me going. So that's a big list of thanks. But one other thing I need to do, in this whole time I've never been able to do this. I've always wanted to do this. Guitar tech! I have to fish out my lead. You should see what this stage looks like.
No, you shouldn't.
There's preamps everywhere. I'd also like to pay tribute to the huge body of work that we all have to draw from as folk musicians. Because it's not just about, I mean, there's people who are creating new music all the time, and that's wonderful, and I like to be a part of that too, but there's also these tunes that we all know, and it's weird that when you learn them, it sort of seems after a while that you've known them forever. And we all know them, and sometimes they're just simple tunes, but they're part of our culture, and I'm going to play one of those for you.
same night.
There's a great picture from the National Folk Festival of me and Andrew up on stage. He had an octave-sized mandolin, and I had my normal-sized mandolin. And it looked like proof that hobbits exist. instrumentalist of the century, Andrew Claremont.
Josh Bennett and Andrew Claremont, thank you so much. Oh. Okay, so our next award this evening is for the Folk Community and Cultural Project of the Year. And this award recognises an outstanding folk music-related project undertaken or completed between July last year and June this year. These are projects that are not just music performance. They can be other types of performance as well, publishing, collection, media, recording, folklore, and so on. And the finalists for Community Cultural Project of the Year are the Brisbane Folk History Project, the Good Tunes Session, Restrung, String Mania Camp, and 2 Centuries of Tasmanian Jigs. And the winner of this award is the Brisbane Folk History Project. So this project, it was a labour of love involving several hundred folkies over 12 years, led by a committee of 6 dauntless volunteers. It aimed to celebrate and preserve the social, cultural, and political history of the Brisbane folk scene from the 1950s to the present day. And the project produced the book, Brisbane Folk, based on oral histories from folkies aged 9 to 90. And there's a YouTube channel featuring concerts, dances, and sessions, and a huge collection of digitised photographs, ephemera, and audio recordings, which have now been donated to the State Library of Queensland and the Australian Cultural Library. So accepting this award tonight, please welcome Andrea Baldwin and Michael Tully.
Oh, sorry, I had the wrong glasses. Hang on. I actually knew this was going to be a pretty swanky event tonight, so I had to get my best trousers out. Unfortunately, I hadn't worn them for about 16 years. I think I wore them at my wedding. But they're holding together, so we're kind of lucky in that respect. I've prepared an analogue speech here, and I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I really want to thank the Folk Alliance for inviting us here to this great event tonight. We're stoked, flabbergasted, stunned and delighted to receive this award. After over 15 years of work, to have this recognition from our peers is wonderful. I don't own this award alone. 5 amazing people kept the faith, believed in my idea, and kept our dream alive. Andrew and Baldwin, Alison Bell, Mary Battelle, Julie Whitney, and Chris Wright formed the core of our project. Many others contributed greatly. We were helped in a myriad of ways by members of our folk family. Fundraising concerts, interviews, technical support, and often just at attendance at the events we ran. Our initial few years were a flurry of activity. I'm also very grateful to the Brisbane City Council and the Queensland State Government, both of whom care about the preservation of our city's cultural history. They supported us financially throughout the project and with great encouragement. The State Library of Queensland were also a great help, and most of our collection now resides with them. I want to say our folk culture is very important. We are a family in every city across this land. We unite people in a love of music and stories. And within that love is the peace and the joy that all people need. Thank you very much.
I'm loving this award ceremony tonight. Loving the celebration of the cream of the crop, the highly talented, highly, I had a beautiful word for that and it's just disappeared, the highly accomplished, hard-working professional musicians. And what makes that possible is the culture of music making, the groundswell, the children, the teenagers, the older folks, the people of different abilities having a go, singing a song, playing an instrument, the dance workshops, the community choirs. And we are so proud to have been able to capture a taste of that spirit and that culture and that life from the last 5 decades in Brisbane and beyond. So we want to say thank you to all the people who helped us to do that. As Michael said, there were many. There were hundreds of people that we interviewed. We have friends and allies in other states who helped us. We focused a lot on Brisbane. We just want to say thank you so much. This is the beautiful final note to all of the work that we've done for the last 15 years. So thank you.
If you'd like to know a little bit more about us, you can look us up on brisbanefolkhistory.org and find out how it all went. I could talk for hours about how we did it, but that could take a long time. So we'll leave you with that, and thank you very much for inviting us tonight. We are so happy. Thank you very much.
Now, our next award is the Youth Folk Artist of the Year Award. And the nominees are... Oh, there they are. Sari Abbott from Queensland. Apolline from Victoria. Felicity Dowd from New South Wales. Follow the Robin, Victoria. Sadie Mustoe from Victoria. Lee Parks from Tasmania. And Sage Roadnight from Victoria. And the winner of the Youth Folk Artist of the Year Award goes to Apolline. This award-winning neo-trad band whose intricate arrangements and high-quality performances have stunned audiences since their debut. Known for their creative and non-conformist style, the band utilises a wide range of musical influences such as jazz, Scandinavian folk and a healthy dose of Eurovision to inspire a trad sound like no other. Playing festivals all over Australia and the world, it's this band's aim in life to bring the trad music lovers and video game nerds of the world together. Apolline.
Thank you so much. Oh, cheers. I would first of all like to say thank you to everybody who's been nominated tonight. A special thank you to all the award winners who've taken all the words of appreciation right out of my mouth. Thank you so much. I have nothing left to say. No, I do. We have a lot of people who have helped us be here tonight. We've got a lot of people to thank. I'll do it quickly, don't worry. Okay, here we go. Thank you to the Folk Alliance for creating this event and especially for creating this award in this category that really helps bring youth acts together. There's few of us and it's nice to have a place where we can all just be like, let's be friends. It's a great space and it's really helpful and it helps us help each other. Thank you to our families. You are the reason we play our instruments. You are the reason we've been given the opportunity to find this as our life. Thank you to our siblings, to our parents, to our grandparents, to everybody who's helped us be here today. To all our teachers that have put up with all of our nonsense over the years and taught us our instruments, thank you so much. A special thank you to the Lake School of Celtic Music and Dance. this school is the reason Tess and I initially got into this music, and it is so safe to say it completely changed our lives, and we owe everything to this school. We would not be playing our instruments if it weren't for this. Yeah. Thank you to the Melbourne Scottish Fiddle Club for giving us the opportunity to go to festivals and see all these wonderful bands who have inspired us to start our own. We'd like to say a special thank you to Austral, who were incredibly instrumental in the start of our career as a band. They were so supportive when we had no idea how to submit a festival application, sat us down and walked us through it, and we wouldn't be here without them, so thank you. To the magical Misha Herman, who produced our album and who sat patiently teaching us how to rap chords when we were hopelessly incompetent at it. He is a wonder, and I'm sure you all appreciate him as much as we do. We love him very much. To all of our wild and wonderful friends who we've made and who this community have gifted us in our time in it so far, we love you all. You have given us so much joy and so much love. Thank you all for teaching us tunes, for giving us kindness, and for helping us become the band we are today. We love you so much. Thank you to all our new Canadian friends. We love you guys as well, and we'll be back as soon as we can. And thank you to everybody who's come to a gig and listened to our music and listened to Tess talk about video games incessantly. You may not understand it, I don't really, but we appreciate it. And thank you all for being here, supporting live music. We plan on sticking around for a while, so we'll see you out there.
Speaking of video games, we're going to play a track that's named after a Minecraft sword enchantment. It's called Sweeping Edge. It's got 2 tunes in it. The first one's called Horizonto, written by Paul James, and the second one was written by Lulu called Trunkus. Let's just check.
We're just going to pull another one out of nowhere, and Tess is going to decide what it is.
Westfest.
We are going to play a tune called Westfest, which is named after a wonderful friend of ours from New Zealand who lives in the Melbourne scene named Oscar West. He's a wonderful fiddle player. I'm sure you all know and love him. He once in a session proclaimed he was going to start a festival and name it after himself. So Oscar West became Westfest. And we thought, let's be rational and let's name a set after that. So he has to use it for his promotional material and so we can copyright it. Because as we know in the folk community, it's all about the money.
I'm not sure I'm getting any cello in the fold back. Would you mind just... There we go, thank you.
Can we have a round of applause for the sound, for putting up with all the different acts tonight? Thank you so much.
our next award is the Contribution to Folk Award, which recognises an outstanding contribution to folk music in Australia by an individual, group or organisation in any folk music cultural genre. The award recognises a significant contribution over a period of time in any aspect of the Australian folk music community industry, including performing, organising, presenting, collecting, teaching, writing, sound engineering, live music events, recording, collaboration and publishing. Now tonight we have 2 awards in this category. The first is for a group who more than any other has stamped its mark as an institution of Australian folk music and song. From their formation in 1970 and the release of their first album in 1974, they produced 10 albums in the next 10 years, a prolific and remarkable record in any genre of music. Over the 50 plus years of the whole journey, they've released more than 20 albums under their own name and recorded on countless compilations. During the bush dance craze of the 70s and 80s, when we had bush bands flooding the scene, they led the pack. Their famous dances were the biggest in the land, with over 2,000 attending in the Melbourne showgrounds, and then attracting the same in Sydney. Their gigs were packed. They toured the UK and Ireland. They published books of dance and song, and their new interpretation of Australian bush songs became standards. They were a bush band like no other. 51 years ago, come February, they played at the wedding of Barbara Bartlett and Derek Gill. Now, they've had a couple of lineup changes since then, but we haven't. So clearly they know exactly what they're doing, and they do it so well. Our first winners, the Bushwhackers. To accept the award, Doug Newton and Roger Corbett. Come on, gentlemen. Come on. Did they? Yes. Did you want me to say more good things about you guys? Roger. Doug. Yeah. It was a great wedding too, I can tell you.
We have to cut it in half. Yeah. Thank you, Folk Alliance. 54 years. So there's a lot of people to thank. Fortunately, a lot of you are in the room tonight who've had a part in what we laughingly call our career. So thank you to all those festival organisers, fans, pubs, clubs, everybody who's been part of the journey. So I want to do the first bit, which is to say that neither of us would be here if it hadn't been for 3 young fellas, Jan Wozicki, Dave Isom and Mick Slocum, who decided after dabbling at the Aquarius Festival in Canberra, and there was an awful lot of dabbling went on at that festival, I tell you. I dabbled a bit myself. But they decided to do something quite revolutionary, which was to see if you could make a career out of playing bush music. And I was lucky enough at that point that a couple of them went, that's a ridiculous idea, and away they went, and I got invited to join. So I came along in 1973, and then, as many of you would know, there was a folk revival happening in England, and there was some very exciting things happening, not least of which was there a whole bunch of artists reinterpreting their own tradition, but just as importantly, they were writing songs, and we wanted to be part of that So we took off with a one-way fare, thinking we can earn the money to pay our return fare. As it happens, not. First time round, Jan's parents mortgaged their house so we could come back. Second time, the owner of the Dan O'Connell Hotel lent us the money for the return fares in return for us doing a residency. So 10 years we spent living in and out of London and touring around Europe. And that period ended when we came back and played at the 1980 National Folk Festival in Melbourne Town Hall. And we'd followed the path hewn out by our heroes, Fairport Convention. And so we turned up at the National Folk Festival with electric guitars, bass, and, God forbid, drums. And we got booed roundly, and somebody was so upset that they hit the sound man with a chair. And needless to say, we have never been invited back to the National Folk Festival since. True story. Anyway, but something happened just after that, which was that this wonderful man here joined the band. And the reason that's so important is that we were interpreting and reinterpreting the old traditional songs. But Roger here brought his wonderful original songwriting to the band, which has sustained us for the last 45 years. And it's been my joy. It's been my joy to have his friendship for all of that time and the benefit of his wonderful songs. Thank you, mate.
Wow, thanks for those lovely words, Doe. But I want to thank the Folk Alliance for this incredible honour. It's amazing, and we really, really appreciate it. Here, you hold this for a while. I want to pay tribute to this fella here who has been banging that lagerphone and smashing stages for the last, since 1974. Anybody who's played on one of our stages, there's a Dobe Newton memorial hole in it, probably, somewhere along the line. But he's been an absolute inspiration and a dynamo on stage, if you've ever seen Dobe on stage playing and singing, and that marvellous voice. And we've stayed sort of true to that course of bringing Australian music and Australian stories right the way around the country, not only in folk music, but also on the pub circuit, which we used to do in the 80s, and to country music, of course, as well, with our trips to Tamworth and beyond, and all the country music festivals, as well as all the folk music festivals. And we couldn't really be more grateful to those, everybody in our music community. Just, if you would just indulge me for a second, I just want to read you some names. We stand on there's Dobe and I, but we stand on the shoulders of a lot of amazing people. I want to especially thank, well, firstly, I guess my wife, Amanda, who puts up with me, and Sal, Dobe's wife, who puts up with us going away. Many of you know exactly what that's like. But I want to thank Sam Phillips, who helps me co-manage the band. And here's some of the musicians who've played with us over the years: Davey Kidd, Tony Hunt, Louis McManus, Danny Burke, Tommy Emmanuel, Michael Harris, Tony O'Neill, Robbie Ross, Steve Groves, Steve Houston, who's in the Little River Band, Fred Strauchs from Skyhooks, Pete Farndon from the Pretenders, Fred Kuhnel, Sarah and Silas, our beautiful Sarah and Silas, who are here tonight. Thank you, guys. We love you. Mark Oates, Claire O'Mara, Gabby Louise, Dave Roberts, Michael Vidal. My son Ben played with us for about 10 years, and Tony O'Neill's son Declan has been playing drums with us and still does. Beautiful young fella Rory Phillips, who's been playing with us since he was 15. He's amazing. Tim Gaze, Pete Drummond, and there's many, many more. And a room full of musicians. They're amazing, and our industry survives, and our band survives just on the hands and hearts and minds of those great musicians who've been playing with us all those years. But we want to say thank you for this incredible honour. It's been the joy of a lifetime. It's been nearly my whole life, only 45 years, but it's been a long, long journey, and even longer for Doe. But thank you so much.
And now our other contribution to folk winner in 2024, I'm delighted to announce, is Judy Turner. Judy Turner has been making and organising music since she was a member of the primary school recorder band with her oldest friend, Bruce Packard, in the early 1960s. As an adult, she has grown interest in Celtic music across Australia, involving community players in learning from and playing with professionals, collaborating with outstanding players, including Eric Bogle, John McCausland, Brittany and Natalie Haas, Fiona Ross, Alistair Fraser, Tenzin Chogyal, Margaret Robertson, Chris Stout and Katrina Mackay, Melisande, Stephen Taberner, Parvin Singh and Josh Bennett, and many, many more. She was on the board of both Community Music Victoria and the Boîte, but her most notable contributions can be seen in these three projects. First, the famous Melbourne Scottish Fiddle Club. Founded by Judy in 1995 and still going strong, thanks to her students who have grown it into the mighty performing and community music machine it is today. Second, the diverse String Mania Music Camp, which Judy founded with Alistair Fraser and then handed over to Chris Stone, Holly Downs, Melody O'Mara and the committee. And third, of course, most recently, the award-winning Folk and Roots Festival, Cresfest, which is already planning its fourth outing. Nominated by her Cresfest co-director, Nominated by her Cresfest co-director Stella Savvy, Judy Turner is above all an enabler of other musicians working to bring young energy into the projects she establishes, giving them life beyond her own involvement. Congratulations and please welcome Judy Turner. Woohoo!
Thank you. Thanks so much. Thanks, Fiona and Derek, and everyone at the Folk Alliance for this award. It's a great honour, of course, to be appreciated like this amongst one's peers. And when I say amongst one's peers, I mean friends, colleagues, former students, teachers, people I've sessioned with, people who've done amazing Josh Bennett arrangements of, I'm just going to digress from my written speech for a moment, to mention Josh Bennett's incredible contribution to Cresfest #1. I said to him, Josh, I've got this vision. It's about the Creswick Brass Band and Bollywood. And we're going to bring them together. It's called the Brass and Bollywood Extravaganza. And your job, Josh, is to write the tunes, arrange them for brass band, and then teach them to the brass band, and then get up on the stage with Parvin and all the Bollywood. And he said, no worries. That's what I love about folk music. Anyway, getting back to my speech, you people are all great. Congratulations to everyone who was nominated and everyone who has taken home an award. Both jobs are equally important in keeping our movement healthy. Thanks also for this award to all the teams who have joined me on this journey, making it more effective, more worthwhile, and definitely more fun. And they include the wonderful millennials who grew up in and now run both the Melbourne Scottish Fiddle Club and String Mania. You're awesome. You're all proof of the power of music and especially the power of traditional music. Digressing again, one of my favourite memories of Lulu, who just played before in Apolline, is when she was about 8 or 9, Katie, was she 8 or 9 or maybe 10, Sirica? And she wanted to play. She wanted to play. She was determined to play in the Edinburgh Tattoo when it came to Melbourne. And they had a rule, you couldn't play if you were under 18, and she was determined to play. And so they said, oh, well, all right, finally, Sirica talked them into it, and they said, all right, well, this little girl can go, but only if her mother learns to play the violin and comes with her. And her mother did, so a round of applause for that family. But I also want to mention the fantastic baby boomers who took the plunge with me back in COVID times and decided to set up a new festival, Cresfest. Thank you, Mark and Neil and Pam, who are here tonight, and everyone else, for bravely going to digital realms you never thought you needed to conquer. Together, learning about Google Drive, MailChimp, Canva, Festival Pro, Xero, and all those disgustingly boring things that make a music festival these days. Now, speaking of the power of traditional music, special thanks also go to the family. I mean that in the broadest sense, all the Adams, Rigbys, Packards, Schwalcornys that have been kind enough to let me into their bands. I love you all, even when you go off into pop, blues and beyond. Gus Rigby, my son, was playing on the award-winning album that was mentioned before by Evan and Misha. So it's truly a family affair. Thanks go way back also, of course, to my musical mother, Amira Inglis, and my folk activist father. You didn't know that, did you? I had a folk activist father, Ian Turner, who was pretty critical in the early folk revival and a keen lover of bush music and Lawson and all that out-of-fashion stuff. And, of course, my partner in everything, the very long-suffering, incredibly kind Neil Adam. What a musician. But craving your indulgence just a little longer, here's what I really want to say. There's so much that divides us in this early 21st century digitised and polarised world that we tend to live in a constant state of anxiety. We listen to all the wrong podcasts, we foolishly turn the news on, we see people tearing each other apart around the world. But there is one surefire remedy, and you all know it, and that is music. Music brings us together in non-competitive, wholly collaborative ways. And this event tonight, despite being a competition of sorts, is proof of that. Look around you and see how many people who are supposedly competing are here tonight, and they've played together in bands, they've played sessions, they've set up camps, they've gone to Kayleys, they've shared houses, they've married each other, divorced each other, had kids, all that stuff. They've generally become each other's giant family. And I think we should all say, long live community music. I say that. I say, long live folk music. And long live the Folk Alliance of Australia. Contributing to this world of positivity has been a life's work for me and a joy. And I plan to keep doing it as long as my brain and my body allow. But enough of that, it's time to get down to business. As I now share the lead at Cresfest with the inspirational Stella Savvy, and I wear the hat of co-director brackets marketing, it would be remiss of me not to tell this glittering gathering of folkies that Cresfest tickets are limited and will never be cheaper than they are right now. In fact, it would even be more remiss of me not to offer you tonight a special Afma deal. So, as it happens, I brought my computer, and Charlie, our ticketing manager, would like to stand up, Charlie? This is Charlie. He manages tickets for Cresfest. He's very happy to sign you up on the spot tonight. Get yourself another beer later and come and see Charlie, and he'll make you a subscriber, instantly sell you a discounted ticket. It'll never be cheaper. And if you wanted a special added incentive, he's going to chuck in a 10% discount for any of our fabulous merchandise. This is one of a kind. I got it down in Fitzroy at that fantastic T-shirt hole-in-the-wall place. You just go in with your design and they make it for you. It's actually a poster of Cresfest. You can see it in the bathroom as well. In fact, please steal the poster from the bathroom. I'll shut up now. I've talked far too long. Thank you so much again for this honour, and for the Folk Alliance, join up if you're not a member. Good night.
We have a video to watch now, do we? We have a video too? Did you say? Yeah?
So we move on to the 2024 Lifetime Awards. There are two individual winners of the 2024 Lifetime Awards voted on by the FAA board. This award recognises those practitioners who have contributed to the Australian folk music, folk community and industry in a significant way over many years and whose work we believe will leave significant legacy for others. This can be as organisers, promoters, practitioners, collectors, performers, advocates, broadcasters, and other ways of supporting and developing folk music and culture. Our first award in the category Lifetime Awards for 2024 is Eric Bogle. Now, obviously, Eric doesn't need any introduction, it has to be said. His songs have been recorded worldwide by hundreds of artists. He's toured all over Australia and extensively in Europe and the US. His most well-known song, the band played Waltzing Matilda, was named by APRA as one of the top 30 Australian songs of all time. Eric could not be with us tonight, but he has made a short video acceptance.
Take one.
Hello folks, Eric Bogle here. Just making this little video to thank the Aussie Folk Music Award people for giving me an award. I don't care how many I get, I appreciate them. It means, of course, if I get a Lifetime Achievement Award, which you're giving me, means I've lived far too long and past my use-by date, but I still appreciate it. Now, some people would say that award ceremonies like this, especially in folk music, are pretty pointless. They're all about competition and music isn't a race and, you know, prizes and all that sort of stuff. But in a genre of music where is alternatively patronised and ignored by the mainstream music, I think anything that gives folk music a higher profile is worth doing. And speaking from personal experience, I won a songwriting award way back in Sydney in the 70s, or 1970s I think, or 1870s it could be. And at the time, I was losing confidence and faith in myself as a songwriter, as a musician generally. I didn't seem to be getting anywhere. And yet this song that I entered for this competition to win a CD player was called Glasgow Lullaby, by the way, and it won. against a fairly stiff opposition. And I was so chuffed that I won it. It lifted me up. It gave me confidence in my own abilities as a songwriter and helped me go on. And that's a true story. So these awards can have a very positive effect, no matter what other people might tell you. So also, it doesn't matter whether you win or lose in this sort of stuff. We're everybody in folk music should get a Lifetime Achievement Award. As I said earlier, the mainstream music ignores or patronises us, but nonetheless we love this music, we make this music, we listen to this music, we follow this music, we support this music. And most of us have done so since we first started thinking and talking. So we all deserve Lifetime Achievements Awards if you follow folk music, believe me. And as to winning or losing, quite a few of you will walk away tonight a bit disappointed perhaps. You shouldn't be. The only other competition I ever went into was, again, a songwriting competition at the Brisbane National Festival way back in the 70s or 80s or 90s. I can't remember. I'm an old man. Anyway, I entered a song called The Band Played Waltz and Matilda, and it came third. Think on that, it came third. So the judges knew shit, you know. So don't be disappointed if you don't win. Just be happy you were nominated, enjoy the night, have a great time, and thanks again for nominating me for the Lifetime Achievement Award. I do value it, I will value it. Thank you again.
Our second Lifetime Award goes to Zulia Kamalova. And with it, we send our sincere, belated condolences to family and friends with the news of her sad passing after her battle with cancer in September. To accept the award, please welcome to the stage Zulia's partner, Andrew Tanner.
Do have a few words written here. So first of all, thank you to the Folk Alliance Australia for giving this award to Zulia. It's of course, very sad that she wasn't able to accept it herself. But she would have been deeply honoured, of course. So also a huge thanks, rather than sort of giving you a whole list of everyone to thank, I'm just going to thank the Australian folk scene in general. For welcoming Zulia when she first arrived here in Australia over 30 years ago with an acoustic guitar in hand. The Australian folk scene, in particular the festivals, and I'm thinking particularly with Woodford, the National, if you ever had the pleasure of seeing Zulia at the Sessions Bar at the National, you would know that that was truly one of her happy places. Also Fairbridge, Port Fairy, Cygnet Festival. Many others, help provide a supportive and nurturing space for her to explore her identity as a musician, as a singer, as a songwriter, as a Tata, but perhaps above all, as an Australian. And I want to emphasise that last bit. And maybe surprisingly to many of us who might have seen her primarily as a Russian or a Tata singer, Zulia saw herself as an Australian artist, first and foremost. Somebody who felt free enough in this country to explore her own background and her family traditions in whatever way that she saw appropriate. And although, of course, we know her for her work here in Australia mostly, she was and is very much a big deal in Russia and particularly in Tatarstan. And I think that's probably not quite so well known here. And she is known there as an Australian artist. So 10 years ago, she was awarded the title of the Honoured Artist of the Republic of Tatarstan by the President of Tatarstan himself, in recognition of her innovative exploration of Tatar language and culture through the medium of music. And in a way, Zulia actually started a revolution in contemporary Tatar music. But she did this as an Australian artist based in Australia. In her last days, she told me that what she managed to achieve would have simply been impossible had she stayed in Russia. And that it was the nurturing family of musicians and audiences that she found on the Australian folk music scene that inspired her with the knowledge that she could feel free to explore her identity and that people would be interested and supportive. So what would have been impossible in Russia was just extremely difficult in Australia, as you all know, as musicians. It's not actually easy. So she literally saw this, and she told me this, that she saw it as her destiny to come here, to this country at that time, as a sort of a necessary condition for her then to actually reinvent or revitalize a musical tradition in a completely different part of the world. So it's actually been 5 weeks exactly since Zulia passed away, which is plenty of time for me to start reflecting on her extremely complex legacy. So it's very important for me that Zulia and her music are remembered in this country. So awards like this go part of the way to recognising her importance, not just to us here, but around the world. So it perhaps goes without saying that her legacy is most secure in Tatarstan. People speak the language there, they understand the songs and the importance of them. So keeping her memory alive here is one thing. We can re-listen to her music whenever we want to, but how do we keep her music alive? So as I hope you agree, we should, with anyone worthy of receiving an award like this. So yes, she did write songs in English, but she's best known for her songs in other languages, so particularly Tatar. It's a language that's only spoken by a couple of hundred people in this country. So I want to finish with a challenge, well actually 2 challenges for you. Firstly, how do we recognise and honour the legacy of Zulia Kamalova in particular? And I would argue, or of course I'm biased, she's one of the most important musicians to have ever come out of the Australian folk music scene, particularly when you consider her impact in Tatarstan, when most of her songs sit kind of awkwardly on the wrong side of what's quite a tricky language barrier for us. And now we don't have that great interpreter with us to understand them or learn them. So more generally, how do we ensure that the Australian folk community continues to celebrate and foster culturally diverse voices and recognise their potential for causing seismic cultural shifts around the world? So up until now, I haven't given you any reason to believe that Zulia's career, tragically short as it was anything but a fairy tale, but that's not true. She hasn't always found Australia ready to listen to voices in unfamiliar languages or with exotic accents. So we have such amazing cultural diversity in this country, and it's too often ignored or denigrated. So who is the next Zulia Kamalova? And who will be listening and looking out for them? And supporting them. Thank you. In the face of what can seem from the outside, and I can tell you from Zulia's perspective even, what can sometimes seem like a great white Anglo-Celtic Australian sort of monolith of the music industry. So what was it that Zulia found in the folk music scene in the 90s, and how can we ensure that that survives for generations to come? So I really want you to think about these challenges. I don't know, I don't have any answers for you, but please do reach out, get in touch, have a think about it for Zulia's sake. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Andrew. so now we've come to Zoya Kamalova. And now for Australia Folk Music Awards People's Choice. There are 12 nominees in this category, with the award winner determined by public vote. And there were over 5,000 public votes cast this year. Good. It's great. Woohoo! So the People's Choice finalists are the Tuck Shop Ladies, Alana Wilkinson, Corn Nut Creek, Enda Kenny, Haystack Mountain Hermits, Lolo Lovino, Murphy's Pigs, the Heart Collectors, the Melbourne Ceilidh Band, the Royal High Jinks, and the Stetson family. So, in third place, we have, by public vote, Haystack Mountain Hermits. In second place, the Melbourne Ceilidh Band. And the overwhelming winner in this category, Murphy's Pigs, all the way from Brisbane. And this is a big band, a big sound, and nearly an acre of soot fabric. Starting out in France in 2006 as a rough but energetic quartet, Murphy's Pigs has evolved into a cumbersome yet well-dressed collective of 17 musicians and dancers, dragging audiences headfirst into their world of rugged mountains, stormy oceans, fearsome battles, unrequited love, and a dram or two of fine whiskey. Mildly humorous onstage banter, an insane number of instruments and robust, manly voices unite to create an experience that will, for better or for worse, be seared deep into your memory long after their performance is over. Boisterous chorus songs and lilting ballads compel the tone-deaf to sing along fervently, while spirited jigs, reels, and hornpipes spur the uncoordinated out onto the dance floor. Once in a lifetime, a band emerges from nowhere to redefine the world's perception of Celtic music. And as they say themselves, Murphy's Pigs is not that band. We have a gang of 5 band members led by John Graham to accept the award. Please welcome Murphy's Pigs. There we go.
I've got to say something nice, apparently. First of all, thank you very much to the Folk Alliance and the Folk Music Awards. This is pretty bloody good. I did have some notes, so I can't remember I left the book.
I think it was good.
Yeah, I found it. Just really quickly, look, we're very pleased and grateful for the award, and we're very lucky to have a very enthusiastic cohort of supporters, and we have to thank them, of course, for getting us over the line. We've got to thank Scotty Nicholson, our manager. Look, thank God we're not performing tonight. We've seen all the other people get up and do their stuff, and geez, look. Now, these two lovely ladies here are part of our dance troupe, right? And Vinnie and I, Peter and I, we're the 2 least musical people in the band, and we're the only ones to show up. So you've done yourself a favour by not seeing us perform. I've got a few apologies. Chris Jack, Dan Loth, Bruce Grice, Bill Allen, Dennis French, Gregory Peaty, Kieran Jackson, Neil McMillan, Glenn Polton, Brian Newman, Eden Mulligan, Maura Hughes-Mooney, and Shauna Hughes-Mooney. The rest of our band couldn't make it. Our production crew, Dave Schaefer, Mel Hampton-Jones, Andrew Bell, Ben Heath, they couldn't make it either. You know, we went to France in 2006, Peter and I and a couple of others, to support the Irish pipe band, and we went over to Lorient, you know, like Austral knows how good that bloody festival is. And we went out there with absolutely no finesse. And I'm happy to say that we've maintained that standard over the last 18 years. You know, we look at what we do as continuing the folk tradition. Peter and I grew up in Irish Catholic families, singing along to Tommy Makem and the Clancys and the Irish Rovers and that sort of stuff. 1977, I saw Mick Slocum, a very young Dobe Newton, and Louis McManus performing Rybuck Shearer on TV. And it just blew my mind. Joined the army in 1980, got more into the folk music. The first song I ever sang was Band Played Waltz Matilda. And what Eric was saying, you know, it is a very underappreciated genre of music. We can't do. Look, he does this all the time. He tells the fat jokes about me. He tells all the bad stuff. Now look, we don't do all the good finesse stuff that these people here do. It's mind-boggling. But we like singing the songs. Hang on 2 seconds. Don't look at him. Look, we enjoy the music from all around the world, not just Australian Celtic music or bush music, but all over Europe. So it's wonderful to be able to continue it, and we're glad that our supporters have thought that we should get this award. So thank you very much. I'm going to kill Peter.
Do we have any video evidence?
Once in a lifetime, a band emerges from nowhere to redefine the world's perception of Celtic music. Murphy's Pigs is not that band.
A lot of Lachlan Tigers, as plain as say we are. Out to our burly ringer as he loudly calls for tar. Tar, here goes one, and quick the tar boy flies. Sweep those locks away, another loudly cry. Well, I counted out me money, and it made a pretty penny. I put it in my pocket, and I took it home to Jenny. She sighed and she swore she never would deceive me. But the devil take the women, and it never can be easy. Mushery, I'm a doodle-da. Whack for the daddy-o, whack for the daddy-o. There's whiskey in the jar.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're nearing the end of festivities for this evening. Indeed, to take the show out tonight and travelling all the way from Northcote, we welcome a fine young instrumental group, the fabulous Gusto Gusto. West Preston's finest, a raucous seven-piece instrumental experience, high-energy dance vibes, a hefty dose of audience participation, please, and loud, happy music. Finalists for the 2024 Australian Folk Music Awards Artist of the Year. You're in for a fun time, a jaunty, fuzzy freak-out, a party in a castle with lots of sweat and beers. Think clarinet, violin, trumpet and accordion, underpinned by a rocking rhythm section, play an exuberant mix of original tunes. It's music to heist to, and a lot of fun. A band so nice, they named it twice. Who writes this rubbish? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, while I plug in, thank you for your attendance this evening. It's a great way to go out with Gusto Gusto.
have the drum mic on, please?
Two. Good evening and welcome. We are called Gusto Gusto. I realise everyone has been sitting down for quite a long time, so if anyone feels like standing up, we have an incredibly small dance floor right over there by the bar, or you can stay in your seat and just tap your toes. This first song is called Eos Estras. Brunswick, can we clap double time? Can we double it again? Thank you so much. So we just released a new album on Friday night. And these couple songs that we are playing are from that album. This second song is called Gorgon, and it's the first track on the album. Thank you so much. I'd like to very quickly introduce this incredible band. Can I hear a whoop whoop for Sam on guitar? Can I hear an oh yeah for Lucy on the fiddle? Can I hear a wee-hoo for Meg on the clarinet? Can I hear a ooh yeah for Penny on the trumpet? Can I hear for Panford Reed on the piano slinky? And lucky last, can I hear an for Maddie C on the electric bass? We're going to play one more song. This song is called West Preston Lullaby, and it requires everybody to clap. Now, because this is a folk audience, I think everyone knows how to clap in time, but I'm going to count you in. It goes a little bit like this. Thank you so much, Afmas. We have been called Gusto Gusto. Unless you want to hear one more song. All right, fine, we'll play one more song. When they told us we were playing a set at 11 o'clock on a Wednesday night, I'm like, yeah, that sounds pretty good. When they said it was 3 songs, I'm like, yeah, that also sounds pretty good. But when they asked for an encore, I said, that sounds even better. This song is called Anathema Anthem. The incredible Matty C on lead bass guitar. Thank you so much. That's us for the night. We will see you next time.
Ooh, two. Thank you, gusto, gusto. Come on, give him another hand. What's up with you? Right, it's early. Okay, thank you so much indeed for being part of it. It's been a wonderful night. We'd like to thank all our members, God bless them, who keep us ashore. The Brunswick Ballroom, Will Ewing, Carly, all the staff, you've done us proud. Cameras and streaming, Will Pets and students of the Call Arts, our lovely presenters, Fiona Ross and Derek Gill, and congratulations to the finalists and the winners, many who have travelled many miles to be here. Thanks for coming. Come again. Good night.